Hey. I can't tell who's here, but I'm giving a couple of minutes for people to join. I'm hoping that people will join. Let me know if you're joining. Let me know if you can hear me. It's the phenomenal STEMist. The phenomenal STEMist is here, Dr. Byfield. I'm excited to talk about college today and how to be a successful STEM student in college. It is 7:02, so I'm giving 2 minutes for people to join. Hopefully more people will join with questions. And feel free to ask me questions. I'm not able to see the questions now, but I will answer the questions towards the end. Okay, so before I go into the college level, I just want to talk about what I've been talking about for a while. I've been talking about brain development from pre-K to university. So we're almost at university. Can you believe it? We are in the college level, but if you remember, I was looking at old data discussing, well, not really old, from 2004, I believe, data discussing how the brain develops from a 5-year-old to a 20-year-old. And if you look at that picture on the slide below, you'll see that you have age 5, and the brain is very yellowish, green, and red. And if you remember, I told you that that's the time when the brain is growing. It is going through neurogenesis. The neurons are growing a lot, and it's very undeveloped. But because the brain cells are growing a lot, you have to take care of that brain to make sure you have enough brain cells to handle nervous stimulation. So kids are sponges at that age. If you remember, I told you that because the gray matter is growing. And if you remember, all through life, even through adolescence, it's still heavy green in certain areas. It's very, very yellow and green in the prefrontal area where decisions are being made and conscious control over behavior is being taken care of. And at adolescence, it's very undeveloped. However, it starts to get blue in other areas, and the reason why it's getting blue in other areas is because the white matter is growing, and you're starting to see, when I say white matter, that's the axons or the connections between neurons to help the brain communicate with itself, as well as to help the brain communicate with lower levels of the brain and the rest of the body. So now we're in the late teen, 20-year-old age range. Late teen to 20-year-old, early 20s, young adult age range. And I want to talk about how to prepare the brain at that age range, or what you should be doing at that age range to have a successful career in STEM. Before I even talk about the brain, I want to talk about lifestyle. College is the time of character and lifestyle development as an adult on your own. All this time you have been making decisions based on what your parents told you to do, but in college you're a grown person now, and you're starting to make decisions on your own. And in order to make proper decisions, the foundation of proper decision making is actually a healthy lifestyle. I became an excellent student when my lifestyle changed. I became a vegan in college. At 19 years old, I became a vegan. Late 19, I think I was 20, almost 20 at that time. And when I became a vegan, I lost so much weight. I was a little heavier when I was in high school. I was probably the weight I actually am now. It's a shame. I'm back to my high school weight. The weight I am now, I lost drastic amounts of weight when I became a vegan. And when I became a vegan, my mind was so clear. I became a straight A student at 19 years old, and I owe that to having a peace of mind and a healthy lifestyle. So when I say a vegan, I mean a plant-based diet. I am not a vegan now. I don't think I'll ever become a vegan. Knock on wood. But I'm not going to deny the positive effects of living on a plant-based diet alone. It is very helpful for the brain. It is very helpful for the brain. It gives you a clear mind. It gives you a healthy body. Second, lifestyle change. My sleep patterns had to change. I wasn't a straight A student my freshman year in college because I was having a good time in college as a freshman. You know, I wasn't really a party person, but I just didn't have good management of my time. But when I was 19 years old, my sophomore year, my lifestyle changed and I began to sleep. And sleep is so important. When I say sleep, I mean sleep by 10 o'clock at night. If you want to study, it is best to actually study early in the morning. Do not study this concept of crashing the midnight oil or something like that. That is a false perception. If you train your body to do that in high school and you think you made it, no, you didn't make it. You need to be sleeping at 10 o'clock. College students need to be sleeping at 10 o'clock. I'm starting college tomorrow. I'm teaching my first class tomorrow. Many of you college students are starting your first semester tomorrow. And you need to go to bed. You need to go to bed by 10 o'clock. All right? When you study in the morning. Wake up early in the morning. Right? Get 7 to 8 hours of rest, good rest, and wake up early in the morning. 4 o'clock in the morning. That is where your brain is going to work the best to retain important information. Lastly, in terms of before we're even talking about the brain, your spirit has to be at peace. Your spirit has to be at peace. Anxiety hinders learning. And what I learned in my life, my faith was crucial. My faith was crucial in giving me an internal peace that calmed my fears. And because my fears were very calm in my college years, I was able to do very, very well. Very well. And so I think it's very important that, you have a peaceful spirit. Whatever way you do it, my way is through faith. When you don't have anxiety, you learn well. Many students don't do well in school because of test anxiety. They're afraid. So calm that amygdala down. Use your prefrontal cortex and calm your amygdala down. If you remember your amygdala, that's the place of fear and anxiety. And I believe that when you have a good, peaceful mind, you are very rested, and you have a healthy lifestyle, both diet and exercise, you are ready for college. Okay? So let's look at this brain. This brain, it basically is all blue. It's all blue now. You have this little bit of green still, but blue has penetrated the prefrontal cortex. Blue has penetrated the prefrontal cortex. So now, your prefrontal cortex has full control of your emotions. Remember I told you back in high school, early adolescence, they were doing all kinds of risky behaviors because they did not have full control of their emotions. But now, this this place in a child's life, or now a young adult's life, between the ages of 19 to 22, the brain is highly developed and ready, full capacity for learning. Full capacity for learning. It is ready. So what do you do with that brain? Knowing that your gray matter has grown as much as it can, and the white matter, meaning the axons that are communicating with other brain cells, they are highly developed. The brain has the ability to communicate and be connected very well. So you can take in lots of information. It is time to take in lots of information and process them. And this is the point in life where you can do that the fastest, the quickest, and the best, especially if you sleep well and you eat right, you exercise properly, and you have a peaceful spirit. You are going to take college by storm. You're going to take college by storm. So how do you take college? How do you take college by storm? You take the hard classes together. We're talking about STEM now. STEM is a little different than many other courses. Many times you have multiple prerequisite courses that prepare you for even harder courses. And many students tend to be afraid. Remember I told you about that fear thing? Take control of your fears. Many students get afraid and they basically say, I'm going to take just general chemistry, or I'm going to take just general biology because I'm too afraid to take general chemistry and general biology. Are you crazy? No way would I do that. As a freshman, yes, I did that as a freshman. It's important. You have a brain that is ready. You have a brain that is ready. It is ready to do great things. So how can I take hard classes together? That doesn't make any kind of sense. Those are all hard classes, and I'm afraid. And you're going to hear people, yourself, number one, is going to tell you no. Your friends are going to tell you, are you crazy? Oh my God, you're taking all those classes? You're taking 16, 17 hours of classes? Oh my God, where's your social life? Da, 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 da. Some advisors are going to look at you, many of the time see your complexion, and think, you know what, maybe STEM's not for you. You just have such a great personality. Have you ever thought of counseling or being a life coach? Or being a pastor. You're such a great personality. And STEM may be a little bit too challenging for your person. It might not be a good fit. I hear that you are going to ignore the naysayers. You are going to ignore the naysayers. All of the naysayers, all of the ones that say you're going to ignore yourself, that says you're not good enough. You're going to ignore your friends, and you're going to ignore your advisors and your professors who say you can't do this, because you have a brain at full capacity. You have been trained by your parents for a long time, and you're ready. You're ready. So how do you handle it? You have to take time seriously. You have to take time very seriously. There's no time to waste. No time to waste. You have to manage this time. Since you're taking all those hard classes together, you need to have a calendar, a course planner. When I was in school, I had every time in my life mapped out. You see this picture I have here? They don't even have sleep. I had sleep mapped out. I put in there sleep from this time to this time. Everything, work, sleep, class, gym, library, prayer meeting, right? Study again, Study some more. Every single point in my life was mapped out on a schedule. And I followed it to the T. And when you follow it to the T, you'll be ready. No excuses. No excuses to come away from the schedule. No absences. No, oh, I'm tired today. Oh, I feel sick. Oh, I feel bad. All kinds of excuses that come into mind to break that schedule, like attendance of classes, you stop it. You ignore those feelings and you push through. I always tell my students this. No excuses, not even the good ones. No excuses, not even the good excuses. Because the reality is, you can have an excused absence. I've seen this happens all the time. Excused absences, they come to me with excused absences. Okay, you still missed my class. And I've never seen a student who've missed my class take a makeup test do better than what I know they would have done if they had taken the test at the time they're supposed to take the test. You think the delay will give you more time to study, but it gives you more time to forget. I've seen it. Don't miss a test and say, oh, I have an excuse. Yeah, they'll let you take the test again. But you've missed tons of information from that professor. Follow that time schedule. Don't be late. Don't be absent. Ever. If you want to do excellent in your classes. All right? So I hope that you understand my point when I'm telling you to take time management very seriously. All right. So the next one is it's not what you know, it's who you know. It's not what you know, it's who you know. So you mean to tell me that I went through 4 years of college, I've learned all this information, I took all those hard classes together, did A work, straight A work, and I still can't find a job? Yes, I'm telling you that. It happens. You cannot base your future just on your smarts in education. Nope. You have to learn how to network. And it's best you learn how to network while you're in college. You don't want to finish college and then try to learn to network after college, because you'll be unemployed after college looking for networking. Find your networks in college. Work for free, not outside of college. You gotta pay back those loans. I'm gonna actually have a series talking about how to financially prepare. That's my next series. After I finish university next week, I'm gonna have another series of Facebook Lives on how to financially prepare for a STEM career. But you don't want to be broke after college. You want to have a job. And the way you get a job is by networking as you are in college. You shadow people. You find yourself a mentor so that you can have internships working for free while in college to prove yourself, to get experience while in college, so that when you're out of college, they say, how do I expect to have experience when I just graduated college? Through internships. Through internships, not just working for money. Through internships. Find yourself a mentor. Find yourself someone to shadow. It's not what you know. It's who you know. Work for free now. All right, I gave a good 20 minutes in. I want to close with this. I went to, can you see it up there? Oakwood College. Can you see it right here? Yeah, it's now Oakwood University. We call it OC. Now it's OU. And I hope that I've been helping people really master preparing for a STEM career. And I want to basically, if you feel like giving to a cause, you don't have to give to me. I want you to give to my college. I wouldn't be anywhere. I am where I am because of Oakwood. I love Oakwood so much, and I really want people to support Oakwood. I've actually started an endowment for Oakwood. It's called Generation X Doctors of OC. Generation X Doctors of OC. And so if you feel impressed to give, if you feel blessed by my talks for the past 5 or so weeks, and you want to give to people that give to mini me's. There are so many mini me's that are struggling financially at Oakwood that need help to pay for their schooling. It only costs $10,000 a year when I was at Oakwood 20 years ago. Right now it's running almost $30,000. And people's parents are making pretty much the same amount of money that my mom made back in New York City 20 years ago. And so my mother struggled to give me money to go through $10,000. Can you imagine? 30 grand? Same paycheck? Oh my God. Every time I think about it. So if you want to support somebody, I really hope that you can support Oakwood students that are STEM majors. I have an endowment for them. I'm raising lots of money. It's the Generation X Doctors of OC. I'm trying to get all my friends who are doctors, including myself, to give back to Oakwood by giving to this endowment as much as you can. All right, so now that I'm done, I'll go for questions. I don't know if there are any questions. Hey everybody, I see a lot of people talking to me. Yes, Leo, intern. Absolutely. Intern. All capital letters. Work for free when you're in college. When I was in college, I had opportunities to do research. In the summertime, I did research in the summertime. I did research while I was at Oakwood in the fall and spring. Just find yourself a mentor, shadow them, hound people for opportunities. Don't take no for an answer. College is where you learn. Don't take no for an answer. I was a literature evangelist. I sold books while I was in college. And that is when I sold religious books door to door. And selling religious books door to door will teach you how not to be dejected by the no, because you get so much no's and you want to give up. But when I learned this technique. For every 3 no's, there's a yes coming. So you get to your 4th no, there's a yes coming real fast. You get to your 5th no, the yes is coming real much faster than it did when you got your first no. Trust me. And that mindset gave you such peace and no fear. Don't take no's for answer. You just keep moving till you get that internship. Absolutely, I will come to Miami Union. Yeah, absolutely. I love talking to high schools. Yeah, look that up, Leo. And now, that's right. She said she interned, and as soon as she finished school, she was hired full time. I'm telling you, work for free. Don't try to make money while you're in college. I love you, my brother. I have a brother in college. I'm not gonna even mention his name, but one of my brothers, I'm not gonna say which one it is, talks a lot about that. I'm trying to make some money. You intern, do well in college, finish, and make the money afterwards. Make them finish, intern for free, make those connections, make the money afterwards. Live poor. I lived on ramen noodles. When I missed the calf, I had a two a day plan. Like I didn't have the, some people were rich. They had a 15 meal plan where they ate every single meal of the day. No, I couldn't afford that. So I had meals twice a day in the calf. So what did I do? When I was hungry, we had ramen noodles. Live poor in college. Live poor in college. Live well outside. Let's see if my other page has questions. I don't see any questions right now. Hey, Shamina. Hi, Shamina. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're listening. I see a lot of people watching, or they were watching. Don't see any more questions. I do see a lot of comments. I'm glad that people are seeing. I'm glad people are seeing my point. And if there are no more questions, I'll be done. Support my endowment, okay? One more time. Give. When you go to ougiving.com, ougiving.com, you're going to see that icon right there. It says support Oakwood University. Click to give. And when you see that, click it and make sure in the memo you write Generation X, Doctors of OC. Generation X is enough. Generation X doctors, I believe, is enough for them to know who to route your giving to. And you will be able to support STEM students that were just like me, who needed help. I got so much scholarships my way that helped support me. I didn't owe that much in loans because of scholarships. So I want to give back to students just like me, or who are even less fortunate than me, so we can get more STEM students, especially African American doctors and scientists and engineers and mathematicians. All right, guys. Thanks for joining. I'll see you next time. Last one, university. Next week will be the last one, university. Okay, see ya. I saw something from Leo. Could we do a STEM program for our students? Which students? We'll talk about it. I